It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we've got Leighton Vander Esch, who had a strong showing last week with an 8-tackle game. It's the Broncos and the Texans, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and CD, you look at our quarterback matchup in this ball game, that's where the focus naturally gravitates, and I think we have a fairly interesting one here.
And I think for me, and this isn't an original thought by any stretch, and probably for these two head coaches as well, the key for them is going to be limiting the turnovers, limiting the free possessions. I mean, this isn't saying anything you don't already know, but you've got to be able to make the most out of your drives and see if your defense can help you out, take the ball away from the other team, and give you a few extras.
Set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. From the 6. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Well, in the process of that kick return, it appears we had an injury. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Hurts throwing right away. Over the middle, complete. It's James. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a pickup of 6. The Broncos had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They run again with Harris, and he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing is Hurts. This one complete to Christian Kirk, and they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. They go play action with Hurts. And one more time, here's Kirk. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st down, Hurts. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll be marked down right at at the 20-yard line. And defensively, these corners struggled last week. They're struggling again here early on the opening drive.
And you know that was not unnoticed on tape. So when they saw their struggle last week, guaranteed they went right into the game plan, attack them early, see if they're going to play any better, and if not, you keep the pressure on them until things change.
Now a first down carry for Harris. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Hurts sets up to throw it. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Hurts. Escaping the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now Mason Crosby on for the field goal. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. The kick by Crosby is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive. Able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 7th-year man out of Cal, the top pick back in 2016, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl and came really within 1 quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Holding offense.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They'll start out here with the option left. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Goff. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, Matt Hawk is on the punt. Waiting on it will be Richie James. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 18 carries, 58 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The drive will start with an option going left. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. And we've got an injured player, and that's Travis Kelce, who appears to be in a bit of discomfort. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Back to throw, Goff. And his throw is going to be incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Goff now looking to throw. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. That'll get him going. Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races. On first down, it's gone. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Goff. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there? Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 70 yards. And those numbers have both he and his blockers motivated this week. They saw that yardage total climbing, but stopped short of 100. Every one of them has to be driven this week to help him reach the century mark. 2nd down, another run with Taylor. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Here's Goff. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3, and this is not an easy kick. Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over, and it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here. Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Hurts to throw. And this one too low. You got a young quarterback. quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. James has got it, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They give it off here to the tight end. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Steps away. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jalen Hurts, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the lead grows to 10-0. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Week 2 underway around the NFL, and a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener, the 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night a treat, a Monday night doubleheader, Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern, and then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Gone. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
about just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They're on top here as they come up on a 1st and 10, trying to make amends for that lost week at the hands of Seattle. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And now he'll fire deep downfield for James. And that is incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Open man, the tight end falls. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And a look at the next-gen stats reveals that sack occurred in all of 2.3 seconds. And you think you want to be an NFL quarterback? So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Goff now to throw. Going deep here for Watkins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to drop this down to Harris, middle of the field. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on third downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Hurts sets up to throw it. Screenplay, here's Etienne. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
We're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Richie James, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. Crosby with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. From the 6. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time.
I
think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Goff now looks to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. On 1st and 10, Goff. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. 4 yards remain for 2nd down. Here's Goff. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Goff. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Now a first down throw. Goff. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Goff. And that's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
Throwing on third. Goff. And incomplete on the deep ball. York able to send this one through. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. So the Broncos coming out now. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Here's Hurts to throw. And this throw will be intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick.
So first thing that crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And now they are in prime position, 1st and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points. After the interception, here's Goff. Touchdown! Darius Slayton, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Now Cade York for the extra point. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's James. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Hurts. A quick throw, but incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They're going to look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On fourth down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
On first down, Hurts. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. They'll throw now on the final play. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts. As you can see the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Taylor. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first. Now gone. And that will be incomplete. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Houston. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. .46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return.
And the Texans will take over.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
2nd and 5 now. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Holding. Offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And that is incomplete. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. On the return, it's James. 35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Hurts throw here into the hands of Boyd. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Harris.
The stop there by Jay Tufele.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Throwing is Hurts. That's swung out wide to Harris. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On the give, this is Harris. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Terrell Basham in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Now back to throw. Dancing to his left. Hard throw, incomplete. Now Mason Crosby on for the field goal. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. The kick by Crosby is good, and they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stacked so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling with this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
With every game, with every season, Travis Kelce, he just confirms his greatness. Streak of 1,000-yard seasons is now up to 6, and he's made 7 straight Pro Bowls, and his numbers have ranked him among the best tight ends to have ever played in the NFL. Another first down right there to add to his career total.
First and 10, Taylor now.
Ooh, the juke. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now Goff on first down.
That's complete to Slayton. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now a play fake, and it's Goff. And it's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it 1st and goal.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Gone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Robert Woods from 4 yards out.
And the Texans have got it back to within a score.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. From the 6. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Denver's offense now set to go. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. There's Chris Olave. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Setting up the screen, Harris.
They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Eight yards to go on 2nd down. Hurts sets up to throw it.
That's going to be caught by Kirk.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him think.
By that
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Harris. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. An option handoff given to Harris.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He completes it to Bull.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Harris.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down.
Hurts throw caught by Olave.
And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 19.
11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
This is Harris. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Open man is Kirk, complete. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So a big spot now for Crosby, but he's been here before. This to swell the lead to 6. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, it's a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And now out comes Houston.
The football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The offense on third down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Up the middle, here's Taylor. They find some open field here. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They run once more with Taylor. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Goff. And this is going to be incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. York able to send this one through, and that will bring the deficit back down to 3. So he's good with that one, but remember, he did miss one earlier, and right now that's the difference in the ball game.
And he knows it all too well, but also understands he can't dwell on it. He's got that one through. That's what counts at this point.
And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. 4th quarter, they cling to a 3-point lead after the field goal a moment ago. And it's certainly a very critical drive with still a good chunk of time remaining. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the 1st down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston set to take over. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. From the 25 on second down, Goff. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. From the gun, here's Goff. And this is caught by Watkins. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Now a first down throw. Goff. That's caught left side. The tight end Pitts. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now a give to Taylor. Oh, good move. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. 74 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. They'll try the air now with Goff. He's going to find Taylor downfield. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Goff. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Holding, offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Goff. And this will be... And he loses the football a second time. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week in practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll run again with Harris.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right.
And a pretty good burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee.
Hurts down to one knee, and that should just about do it. We all just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome is in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting. But in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for Denver, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.